This week, we're going to do a Monday pep talk because we're going to do Zoom on Monday. So if you watch this on Tuesday, it's all good. It's still a good day for a pep talk. But tomorrow is Día de los Muertos, el día de recordar los antepasados, la gente que ha fallecido. So it's All Souls Day tomorrow, Día de los Muertos, when we remember people who have gone before us, our ancestors, our family members, our loved ones who have already passed on to the next life, and we think of them and we remember them. I've been working on putting together photos for the families here at the program and for our staff, and we're doing a virtual altar in addition to a physical altar. And I just wanted to say it is very important that we help ourselves, our family members, and our children process grief. When I think about the way I grew up, there wasn't very much talking about it. There was like, well, they were old, they died. We didn't have that experience of losing somebody who wasn't in that category of old. And we know quite well and realize quite well that from a miscarriage to a person who is high in numbers, death is a huge loss. Losing a person that we care for and love, and all the possibilities that won't come to pass because they're no longer with us, is really important part of our emotional journey as human beings. So whether you celebrate Dia de los Muertos or not, however you celebrate and remember those who have gone ahead, it's important to keep them in your heart and to keep them alive in the family. Many times children have not had the opportunity to know some of the relatives who have passed on, but they can be a part of your child's life by you talking about them, sharing stories, sharing photos. It's very important that that person not be erased. Sometimes what happens is we feel awkward or we feel sad talking about them. That is what we need the most. We know that they stay alive through the stories that we tell about them and the ways that we continue to love them. It's very hard with young children because we try to explain. I mean, I don't recommend that you say, Grandpa went to sleep or Grandma went to sleep, because then they're afraid if Mom goes to sleep or Dad goes to sleep, they won't wake up. Or what about me? What about myself? I'm 3 years old. And if I go to sleep, I won't wake up. So I think it's very important to say, if your children have a concept, and one of the ways that we learn about the concept of life and death is babies and birth, and it's also through pets. It's also through plants. When we talk about everything has a season, when we were all born one day, even Mommy and Daddy. We used to be a tiny little baby. We were born one day, and one day we'll go back to our Creator, and helping them to understand that. So for me, Dia de los Muertos is an opportunity not just to pull out a photo one time a year, but to be talking to my children and to be telling the stories of even those they never got to meet. You see all the interest on Ancestry.com and everything, when so much of those things we could find out, we could know them while we have our people here. So I know there's never enough time with someone you love. I've got a whole table full of family members that I have lost. My brother, very close friends, both of my parents, obviously my grandparents. By the time you make it this far, you probably don't still have grandparents with you, but you have grandparents with you always in your heart. So the reason I'm coming to you on Monday today is I am going to go to a special event on Wednesday in Austin. And so I wanted to throw the pep talk out today so that you had time to just notice, if you wanted to get on Zoom tonight, that it's tonight, Monday, 8 p.m. Central. It's the same Zoom code. I'm going to post this on our Comadre Connection Facebook group. And I'm also going to go ahead and send out this email so that you can be, in the know about so you don't log on Wednesday and feel solita. And you might still do that if you didn't watch this yet. I put it in the Facebook group, and I know it's hard to reach everybody all the time, but I just want to say that I'm thinking of you. I care for you. Every one of us is grieving in some way at every point in our life, whether we're grieving a lost relationship, we might be grieving the loss of a job, the loss of a family member, the loss of an ability we had that we no longer have. There's so many different ways that grief is a part of our daily journey. And so looking at how I'm going to process, express, and release that in a healthy way is really important. If you're in Project Poderosa, my live stream later this month in November is going to be about grief. Just know that there's no timeline, there's no timetable, there's no one way to grieve. It's very important that we process, accept, and remember those we love. So whoever you're remembering today, tomorrow, and always, I care about you. I care about what you're going through, and my heart and my prayers are with you. Hope to see you, maybe some of you on Zoom tonight, maybe some of you next week. Keep in mind, you're making memories every day that someone's going to recall about you. Make them something that will stick for all the right reasons, because you were kind, because you listened, because you played, because you just took a moment with someone. We never know that what they say, like sometimes you think it's a small thing, but to that other person, it's a big thing, a really big thing. So a big thing from me to you today, comadres, is you are valuable, you belong here, and everything you do is a part of your story. Take care. See you soon.